Good day, guys. I finished off the GPZ-7000 with all its magnetic shielding and the electric shielding inside, and I'm just going to put it back together. I've got the other one, which at the moment is standard. I'm going to run down and do some tests. I'm going to do some tests where I had that heavy interference and just see how the 7000s behave with interference. So yeah, watch out for my buff head. But I thought that I showed how to put the this part of the detector back together on another video, and I was going to do one on this part of the detector because the way when I had on the bench, I had to have this cable out of the housing, and if you want to take it out, it's very, very easy to do. And you know, don't go overboard undoing screws, but you undo this one, this one, this one, this one, one here, one there, one here, and one there. And if you undo those, these are all loose, by the way. If you and that's probably catching on a couple of threads, but which it is, of course, Murphy's law. When you put it back together, hang on a sec. I'll separate it just because otherwise you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. So I'll just give it a quick twist. Or maybe I did these. Oh yeah, I've done them up, so I didn't lose them. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll loosen all these off again. If you keep it like this, they won't fall out. But you just do these ones here. And the reason why you do the ones up here on the shaft for the head unit is so you don't put any pressure on the plastic by separating it where I'm going to here. So if it separates like so, you don't want to have these screwed in here, because what will happen, it'll cause stress fractures, or the chance of it. It's not likely, but doing it this way, it opens it up nicely. Now when you put this cable back in, first of all, you've got to look at the bottom channel down there, and if you can see that, it goes in the bottom channel, not in the top part, because that's where the shaft goes. So it's got to stick in there. The other thing you've got to do is there is a guide here. Push the cable into the guide, and there's little cutouts along here. You push it like so. Now internally, I'm going to hold this at a particular angle. I don't want the screws to fall out. You can see where the, now let's bring this down. You can see where that curly bit is. There is a provision there to stick that into. And if you don't stick it in the right spot, you never know what will happen. Okay, goes in there. You can see where I pushed it in there. It's got guide, and make sure, go back over it, give it a good hard push, and make sure it stays there. Okay, if you can see that, the coil's in the bottom channel there as well. The coil of wire, I mean, well, you know, the head unit wire, and it's free. It can bounce around a little bit like that. That's how it all goes back together. So we make sure that everything is neat. All the positions where it clips together are all nice. There's nothing snagging anything. And then we just get our little drill with the driver in the end of it there. You can see the driver. And again, this is on a very light ratchet setting. So if there's anything wrong, it's not going to strip anything, or it's not overly brutal. So I did this in a diagonal pattern down here. That all holds that together quite nicely. And now we'll just do the bottom screw here. From here on, it's probably not really critical. Okay. You don't have to brutally screw these down hard. Just that amount of torque that I had there with the rattle screwdriver, rattle gun, with the ratchet on it, is perfectly fine. So there's that cable. That's in nicely, and like so. The rest of it's pretty pedestrian. What I always do with any of these things, like I've already put silicone spray on here just so it jumps over it. I can put a bit more. That's what I use, this stuff here. I think I got this as at cheap as chips or somewhere. Yeah, well, it's food grade, so it must be all right. So yeah, I just put a little bit there. Whoops, I said a little bit, and I just rub it onto my finger, just on the sliding surfaces there. It'll protect it for years to come. Yeah, and very, very simple to do now is slide this in. I haven't put the head unit in. Oh, sorry, head unit, the head, the coil. Oops, it's me kicking things. So what you got to do with this one here, just lift it back a little bit, and bang, she's in. So I just leave it like that so I can connect up the coil. Got to put the shaft in, connect it up, and it'll lock in very nicely. I just did notice that when I pulled this apart before, it was very, very hard getting it where it was very rough on the plastic. It sort of wanted to bind a bit. You could probably also put a little bit of silicone spray or oil. I'd do it for cotton bud, and just do along here too for the armrest. Not important. So I'm going out and testing these two detectors side by side, and we're just going to see how it goes. I'll take the 6000 back out there as well. I'm going to do some more tests with different automatic sensitivity. It's got the two modes of automatic sensitivity. I'm going to try that because I had to really crank that hard back in its manual mode. So we'll just give these a go. If you notice there, I've cleaned up and polished those connectors there. So they're nice and protected from the elements. And we'll put him back together. And next video, you'll see two of these going head to head. One with all the magnetic shielding and the electrical work I've done, and the other one will be stock standard. So you'll be able to tell if it's worthwhile doing this to the detector. I suspect it is, but I could be proven wrong. No one knows until we've done the actual tests. So anyway, catches.